Hello and welcome to Module 6 of Fabric Fundamentals. And today is a big one for anyone coming across from Power BI to Fabric because we're looking at Dataflows Gen 2, which is just Power Query Online. So you'll be very comfortable with this transition. This is also very useful for new users as it is a low-code visual experience. So what is a data flow? It's a cloud-based ETL tool for building and executing scalable data transformation processes. We can extract data from various sources, transform it and load it into destinations. It uses Power Query Online, so it's that visual low-code interface. It reduces data preparation time because everything's centralized in the one pane of glass. And it can be loaded into new tables, included in pipelines, or used as a data source for analysts. It's designed to simplify and reuse ETL tasks for data engineers and analysts. We can use the Dataflow Gen 2 for extraction and transformation and then load it into our lakehouse or warehouse. And we can combine it with pipelines to extract and load with the pipeline and then transform with the data flow. Data flows can be horizontally partitioned for specialized semantic models, and it promotes reusable ETL logic and reduces the need for multiple data source connections. It can be run manually or on a schedule or as part of a pipeline. And a tip, we can use the data flows, make them accessible to analysts in Power BI desktop to streamline their report development. The benefits, we've got consistent data extension, so we've got standard date dimensions, self-service access for users to subsets of data, performance optimization by extracting the data once for reuse. It simplifies data source complexity for larger analyst groups and ensures data quality and consistency before loading, and we've got that low-code integration from various sources. The limitations, it's not a replacement for a data warehouse and there's no row-level security support. And here's the layout of a data flow. You can see number one is our Power Query ribbon across the top. Number two, we have a queries pane, so we can see what we're looking at, see what data sources we have. Number three, if you want even more visual representation of your data, you've got the diagram view. Number four, you've got a preview of the data table. And then five, you've got your query settings. So we can add the data flows into a pipeline. We can combine the data flows with pipelines to enable additional operations on transformed data. The pipelines are widely used in data engineering to orchestrate the various activities such as copying data, incorporating the data flow, adding notebooks, getting metadata, and executing scripts or stored procedures. Pipelines provide a visual way to arrange and execute activities in a specific order, and we can use data flows for data ingestion, transformation, and landing data into a Fabric data store, and then use a pipeline for further orchestration. Pipelines can be scheduled or triggered to run data flows automatically, and automation through pipelines allows for the timely data refreshes and reduces manual intervention, especially useful for enterprise or frequently changing data. So now we're going to go into an exercise where we'll get hands-on with the data flow. I've popped the link for the exercise down below so you can follow along. Okay, so we're in the lakehouse now. So the lakehouse has already been created and we want to start by getting data and then clicking new data flow. And we'll call this import CSV. Create that and it will load up into the data flow screen, and we want to click on import from a text or CSV file, and we've got a link to a file in the document, so just paste that there. Paste the correct one. And you can see I've already created the connection as I've been through this exercise, but if you want to create a new connection, you just leave everything as default. Okay, so let's just move me out of the way, and we've got next, and this will connect to the data source. Just taking a little bit of time there to load up the file, and there we have it. So that is the data that we're going to be bringing in, and I'll just move myself over here. So let's create there. Now the first thing that we want to do is add a transformation, add a column, and we're going to be adding a custom column. Now the exercise that I've linked to wants us to add M code, but I've not used Dataflows in a while, and I found something really cool. So Copilot is directly embedded in Dataflows, so I won't have anyone tell me that Fabric's difficult to use when we haven't even got to write simple M code. So we're going to add a month number column, and I'm just going to say add a month number column. And let's see what Copilot can do with that. There you go, it's written the code for us, date.month, and it's looking at order date. So press OK there. And as easy as that, we've got month number. Now, I saw another pretty cool option here where we've got an AI prompt. It is in preview, and I couldn't get it to work in my region. But this looks so straightforward, where we can specify what we want to call the column. So this one will say month name. Add a month name column, and then you can even specify which columns you want it to use to speed up that query. So hopefully I'll be able to start using that at some point. At the moment, it's just, I don't know whether it's just a bug temporarily, but I can't get access to it. So I'll cancel that. But we have our month number column here, and that is our data flow setup. Because we press get data in the lakehouse, we've got a data destination that's already added. So we don't need to do anything there. The update method by default is replace. So if you want to change it to append, you just press the X there and then go through setting up the lakehouse. But we'll move on to adding this data flow, which is already saved into a pipeline. So let's add a new item in our workspace and a pipeline. Import CSV pipeline. And as soon as the pipeline loads up, we want to add a pipeline activity. We can just go to the toolbar up here, and we want to add a data flow. So we've got our new activity here, and we'll just rename it import CSV. And if we go to the settings, we can choose the data flow that we've just created. So now if we save that, we can also run it on a schedule. If we wanted to add a schedule here, we could just say run daily and add in the details that you need. We're not going to schedule that, we'll just run it. And what we'll see is the data flow will kick in, and we will have a table created in the lakehouse. You go, the data flow is run successfully within the pipeline. So let's take a look at the lakehouse. And there's our orders table. Okay, so easy as that. Data flows, we've just created we've ingested data, we've transformed data, and we've scheduled that with zero code. So really straightforward, really easy to use. What I would say is that if you're comfortable using Dataflows, Fabric is a platform where there are several ways to achieve the same outcome. So if you're comfortable with Dataflows, give notebooks a go. The Dataflows aren't as optimized as notebooks, so they are quite compute heavy. They are being optimized, but right now notebooks are the way to go. And it's good to train on different products within Fabric. So give it a thumbs up if that's been beneficial. Comment below if you're using Copilot to create these data transformations. I think it's a really great addition, and it's just another step in making Fabric as user friendly as possible.